everyone. I'm Ellie from Nourishment Redacted, and welcome to our 1 year episode, our anniversary of Lioness Lifestyle Live.
Wait. It's been a year? That is so crazy. Oh, look, there's Zach in the background, everybody. He's putting away his picanha that he couldn't eat. But anyways, I am Cristie from Meeting Wellness, and it is very wonderful to meet with you this evening on our 1 year anniversary show.
And I'm Adrian. I haven't been here for a year, but I'm happy to be here. If you have any questions for us, the hosts, please put them in the comments. Put QQQ or question, and don't mind the fly.
Oh, well, I didn't even see the fly. I just saw you looking crazy going like that. But anyways, it is time for this week's Roar of the Week. And here it is from Sally. I don't know if Sally's watching tonight, but I hope so. Or maybe she's catching us on the replay. She says, I am a lioness. Yes, you know that got my attention right away. Beef and lamb only. Would love to get more in touch with you guys for support. I'm a beginner. So Sally, I answered this comment, but please reach out to us anytime. Come join us on Tuesdays. We would love to support you, as I'm sure everyone that's in our chat would also love to support you. If you want to be next week's Roar of the Week, leave us a comment after this show is over down below, and I will hunt through them and pick one to shout out for next week's show.
Well, that was a fantastic comment. Yes, like she said, please reach out to us. We actually, on this channel, we have an email address. You can feel free to email us, and one of us will get back to you. We previously had another guest scheduled for today. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to come. But then we realized, hey, this is like perfect timing to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. So should we all, I'm going to throw this out there. Why don't we talk about what Lioness Lifestyle means to us?
Yes.
Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll
on the fly here, and that's a great idea.
Awesome. So when I started my YouTube channel, I wanted to reach out to others and inspire them, knowing that they can change their diet and they can change their life, and that they have the power to heal and change within themselves, and they don't have to rely on, false promises from like doctors and things they tell you in university and stuff. It can actually come from within. And then this is also a little bit of a story time. So then I reached out, Cristie reached out to me to chat with me and talk with me. And she was like, I like your channel and I want to talk to you. And we just decided to have a, I don't know, what was a Zoom chat, like a Zoom chat or whatever it was. And we ended up talking for 4 hours. And I had told Cristie, hey, I have this idea about making a show about celebrating women and their meat-based lifestyle wherever it is, because we all believe in the proper human diet. And Cristie was like, oh my gosh, I had a really similar idea in my mind too. I think that's amazing. So Lioness Lifestyle kind of was born from there. And so to me, Lioness Lifestyle it's just like, I mean, we say like an empowerment for women, and it feels good to be able to know that we can relate on things like pregnancy and postpartum and menopause and breastfeeding and all these things that we felt like they were a little bit too taboo. When you brought them out for TikTok, when we brought it up during like more male dominated live streams, which we love. We absolutely love them. We love our doctors. We love our lions. But we just wanted to have a chance to let a woman shine and to talk about her story. And so it means like love to me. It means like a chance to show like more and more examples of how you can heal on the inside. And that's what Lioness Lifestyle Live means to me. I didn't plan that, so I would have said it more eloquently if I had planned it.
Well, I didn't plan my little speech either, so I'm gonna see if I can at least do as well as you did, Ellie, because that was really good. So yeah, Ellie is not wrong. What happened was I went carnivore, and then my thing wasn't weight loss. You're not going to see a before and after picture of me and know what my benefits were. They've all been things like in my head, meaning like my mental health, right? Or things like in my joints, like things that you cannot see. Like I had inflammation in my joints. You can't see any of that. You can't see my whole attitude toward life sort of changing. The energy I feel, the fact that I now eat butter right out of the package, you can't see any of that in a before and after picture. And so, you know, I thought, well, I've got to start this YouTube channel, which, I mean, before this, like I'm kind of an introvert, so go figure that I would start a YouTube channel, right? But before I did, I was like what Ellie was saying. I was very into the doctors, which we love all of them. And I had started watching a few other channels too. And I saw like when the Keto Cookout was a brand new show and it had like Russ and Adam and Alia. I don't know if you remember that, guys, but it was such a fun show. But like if Alia talked about anything like a period or anything, like Russ would turn off his camera. Adam would be like totally mortified and things like that. So, I mean, that's like one specific example. But at the time, and I think it's so different now, maybe it's just because I've been in this space long enough, you know, but at the time, every live stream, you might see 4 or 5 lions, you know, on the screen and like maybe 1 lioness. And so I thought, I know there's more of us out there, you know, and at the time we didn't think of the idea for the name lioness yet, but, you know, I know there's more women out here doing this diet. And despite what you might see in some news stories and things, it's not just men, it's not just toxic masculinity. This really is the proper human diet. And I wanted to make a space where we, you know, could tell our stories and where we could hear stories from women of, you know, whoever, like from the proper human diet, from the women's perspective, right? And so, yeah, Ellie and I have the same idea, but like here I am in California and she's over there in Florida, right? And but we had the same idea. And yeah, I reached out to her. I just knew her from her channel, but you know, I just got brave and emailed her. She agreed to meet me online. And yeah, we did talk for 4 hours. And you know, Lioness Lifestyle was born. And so to me, you know, it's sort of evolved over time. But I feel like even though like Adrian, and I'll let you speak to it when it's your turn, but like the 3 of us just like have this bond. We talk every day behind the scenes. We make plans for the show for you guys. We talk about our lives. And then every new guest that we have on, I feel like we sort of like induct them into like they're now a lioness and they've roared with us. And a lot of those guests, I now have, you know, their phone number. We text back and forth, or we end up doing other collaborations on YouTube. So I feel like to some extent, you know, we've been successful for like bringing these women all together in this one place. And so that's sort of what the show means to me. And now our newbie, Adrian.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna cry. Before finding Carnivore, I felt hopeless. Like I had tried so many things. And so to find this and to heal and to feel better, and then you really want to tell people and everybody around you doesn't want to hear it. So when you guys reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want to tell your story?" I was like, how do you even know who I am? You know, and I was so honored to get to tell my story. It made me feel so special to get to tell and to be part of something where hopefully someone who wants to hear it gets to hear it, you know, because the people around you don't necessarily want to hear it. And to be part of that. And then from the very beginning, I don't even care what the numbers are. I've always felt like you guys are superstars and I wanted to be part of that. And so I just love everything about this. And I love the idea that we get to make other people hopefully feel as special as I felt when you reached out to me. And then, you know, hopefully give other people out there hope, because we tell stories of people with cancer, people with infertility, people with all different kinds of things. It's not just about weight loss. And to get to tell those stories of hope. For me, when I search online, when I was first doing this, yes, the doctors were great. I wanted to know some of the facts behind it, but I really wanted the N=1, the hope, the story. The number one story that just really impacted me was delighted to meet you, Jen. She had horrible autoimmune and she came here and felt so much better. And so anyway, I just wanted to be part of that. So I'm really grateful that you guys would have me.
Well, we love having you on the show. And I went ahead and popped up Nia's question, Adrian, because you started to just kind of answer it. So Nia was saying, what's something you each learned from a guest that really impacted you? And I would have to say mine, and I'm sorry if this steals your thunder, Ellie, but the episode with G Brown, it was just so emotional, talking about take the picture. Like, Ellie just edited that episode, and that little snippet, that section where G is talking about who cares if your hair's messed up? Who cares if you're in your PJs? Take the picture, because one day that person that you love might not be there. And especially talking about, your mom. If you still have your mom, I'm just like, oh, goodness gracious. Because, I've lost my dad, but I still have my mom, right? Take the picture. So that one just hit really hard. I think I don't, cry a lot on camera or not on camera, but oh my gosh, I was tearing up. And then when Ellie, she just posted that video edited for us on our Lioness channel here, and I went to go watch it, and that section was the first section, and just tears welled up in my eyes, like instantly from that. And I'm like, yeah, take the picture. So that is a huge takeaway moment. Nia, the other day I went back and sort of played through our episode too. Nia was our fourth guest. I think Ellie might be frozen. Ellie, are you frozen? Yep. She is frozen.
I'm scared. She looks like a mannequin or an alien or something.
She does. I'm sure she will be right back. So
that's the exact same one I was going to say. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
But I also loved the conversation we had with, oh my gosh, why am I? Hi.
Sorry about that.
Nat. She gave me hope. And also, like, if you ever watch their channels, they say things that other people don't say. Like, it's okay to want to look your best and to want to work towards that, where some people are so anti-diet and so anti-challenge, so anti-work hard. And I love the idea, too, that they have different methods that they use based on how many people they've worked with. And I just thought she was a real story of hope, too, for, like, one day I would like to have defined arms, and I think it's possible after that interview. How about you, Ellie?
If I had to think of one that sticks out in my mind, I think it's when Serena came on Carnivore Revolution. She just evokes the love of a mother, I feel like, and she just pours that love into her videos. And obviously she talked about I'm not sure if it was in the episode or afterwards, but she talked about her daughter and how she had gotten married and she lived with them the whole time, and how she wishes that she could go back to like the worst day possible, and she would just like embrace those little buggers and love them and just go back to it. And how she like lost her sense of taste and smell, and like just thinking about like how important food is to us, and then that to just be taken away. And then she starts eating carnivore, and all of a sudden that comes back like that. And then of course she talks about like the toxic cleaners and all that stuff. So that gets my little wannabe crunchy mom brain going. But I felt that episode was really inspirational, and I love her name because that's my daughter's name too. Bonus points.
So 100% Ellie, you guys know, although Zach is doing much better now, but if you've heard any of my videos about him and like our experience with ADHD and how difficult that was, thinking about going back to one of his roughest times, and just giving him a hug. Yeah, I would give anything to be able to do that. So yeah, I agree there, Ellie, for sure. So Nia was our fourth guest. And so if you want to go back, it's on either mine or Ellie's playlist. And eventually Ellie will edit it and put it, re-upload it onto our new
rush,
channel
Ellie.
here. But no rush.
You're doing great.
No rush.
It's just
Ellie's
like
doing a
50
great job.
episodes. It's fine.
Yeah. But
I would love to have Nia back on to do an update.
Nia, we need an update from you, girl. But yeah, I love how she says this. Adrian, I felt the same way when y'all reached out to me to share my story here. I was so nervous, but y'all became my first lady carnivore friends. Oh my gosh, we are lady carnivore friends, Nia. I was so happy to meet you in Austin, and I hope we can meet in real life again at future low carb events, because it was just so fantastic. Karen is saying that I watched the episode with G today, pulled at my heartstrings. I lost my mom in 2013, felt like an orphan. Yes. Absolutely. And here you go, Adrian. Bruce says, Adrian fits the role very well. She fits in with you two perfectly. We could not agree more. So thanks, you, Bruce.
Yeah, seriously. Like when, because we've had, other really nice, great ladies before, and it was really sad when they had to leave for their own personal reasons. But I feel like, God really put you with us when we needed you. And it was just like a no-brainer, honestly. Like we were like, what about Adrian? We literally had just had you on the show. And we're like, she was so good. And I remember when we were texting, I think, we Instagram messaged you. We did like a group chat, and Cristie and I were kind of like biting our fingers, nails. We're like, please say yes, please say yes, please say yes. So I just wanted to give you that virtual hug and just say thanks and you just like traveled all over the US and you still showed up for every episode. Like that's dedication that
I may have shut a few of them down, but okay.
Okay, she did shut 2 episodes down.
Don't hit the red button.
But it's okay, Adrian. We still love you.
Best comment of the year. What's this button for? That was me. It's funny because after the show, I was sitting here thinking I should reach out to them and let them know that if they ever need a substitute or anything, that I would be so pleased to be. But I never sent it. And like literally 3 days later, they messaged me, and I think I responded within 3 seconds. I was like, yes.
For sure you did. And I will say we did not have, like, you were our first and only like idea. We didn't even think we're going to ask Adrian, and we really hope she says yes, because we loved having you on the show. And like, we didn't even have a second option. So yeah.
And you haven't had any second guesses since, even when I shut the shows down?
Even when you shut the show down, that's what the editing software is.
These ladies have gotten me completely out of my comfort zone. I'm not a computer person. When I touch things, they go zzz and they stop working, and they've gotten me doing things. So it's been good. It's been good to push me. Maybe Ellie, maybe you experience this, maybe you don't, but I've been a stay-at-home mom now for, I think, 7 years. And sometimes stay-at-home moms, we do the dishes and we change butts and we cook and we drive people around. And sometimes it's hard to go back into doing other things. And so you guys got me doing something I love. And without you pushing me, I wouldn't be doing it. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I definitely can relate to that. Sometimes it kind of feels like you're just going down a long tunnel, and then you just have people yelling at you from like each side, be like, I have poo-poo and I'm hungry and I want this. And then they start fighting, and then it can just kind of feel like you're kind of tapped out. So that's what I love about YouTube personally. I feel like it's a creative outlet, and it's also a way to connect with people. And that's something that I believe a lot of stay-at-home moms, or just moms in general, if they feel isolated, they feel like they need to have other people in their lives. And so that's why I love YouTube. I actually started, I made my first YouTube channel when I was like 16 years old, and I used to make vlogs and I used to edit videos, and then my mom shut it down because she found out about it. And unfortunately I have none of those videos, because I thought when you upload to YouTube, it permanently stays up there, but if you close your account, no. So I learned a big lesson there. So I definitely, and then now as a mom, I feel like it's the perfect way to make friends, because oh my gosh, the people we've met some amazing people through this carnivore community. I know, right?
Yeah.
Just like Courtney Luna.
Yes, Courtney Luna was fabulous. And, we have some really cool guests coming up. I was talking about it in my first solo live stream by accident, but it was my first solo live stream yesterday.
You did good.
Thank you. And at the end, I was talking about, and we got Lioness, and it got me thinking all the next guests we have coming up. So we have Dr. Leslyn Keith, who is an expert with lymphatics, and she knows all about lipedema and lymphedema. Super exciting. And then a couple weeks after that, we have Dr. Chafee. He promises he's going to show up. I'm sure he will. I even have like a direct contact with him now to make sure, hopefully, that is going to happen. But anyways, and then after that, like the very next week, we have Dr. Boz. She is fantastic. I met her at Hack Your Health and yeah, invited her on the show. And yeah, she agreed to come on and chat with us. And then right after that, Dr. Kilt. So, I mean, it's like Doctor Month coming right up here. Yeah, right. And so
heavy hitters.
We've had some fantastic guests for sure. And I love all of the like everyday women, whether they have channels or not. Like our recent guest that, you know, doesn't have a channel. She's just a woman out here eating carnivore, you know, that was fantastic. And now like coming up soon, we're going to have a lot of experts, you know, so that's what I like about our show is that we can kind of go, you know, in both of those directions. But talking about being a stay-at-home mom, I am the not stay-at-home mom. I'm the working mom, but my whole family here at home. So I teach little kids all day. I mean, they're 10 and 11. They're not little like your kids are little, but they're like, you know, 10 and 11. And then, you know, I come home and it's like, I have 2 sons and a husband. Well, I mean, Pixel's a girl, but I don't know if that counts. So it's like, it's nice to come into this space. Like I look forward to Tuesday, every single Tuesday. I get very excited for Tuesday because I get to come on here and chat with my girls, you know, and I don't have that at my house. So I really look forward to it every single week.
Oh, that's
I
so
do
sweet.
too.
I love that.
You guys don't know, but behind the scenes, these 2 ladies are so organized. It's amazing. I feel like I got to kind of walk into this castle that was already built. It's wonderful. The only thing now is we need people to come to our new consolidated channel, like, subscribe, and share, because our previous shows were often sometimes getting thousands of views, but the new channel is just nobody's finding it. So we need help. If you guys could spread it out. Yes, because we're going to upload all the old videos here too. So everything will be in one consolidated place.
Absolutely. So, you know, we're just a new little baby channel, but I feel like in one certain respect, we've kind of already arrived in a way.
Really? How so?
Yeah. Well, you know, I feel like my channel, for example, I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. Oh, by the way, Adrian has passed us both right up. But yeah, high five. Adrian,
I know.
Boom, went from 0.
What's up with that?
He just sprinted past us. I thought I was the sprinter, Adrian. Stop it. No, Adrian's channel.
We don't get to control those things.
No, we don't. And I'm super proud of you. And I'm just teasing you. But my channel, I mean, so my channel is a year old. Like I just got the little notice from YouTube the other day, like happy 1 year on YouTube. Right. And I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers, which is cool. But it took me until literally, I think 2 weeks ago to get my first like vegan hater comment. Lioness Lifestyle Live. When did we start our channel, ladies? A month ago, maybe a month ago-ish?
I think so.
And we already have a couple of interesting comments, and we thought we would pull those for you guys and we could react to them. So Ellie, do you want to bring that up?
All right, absolutely. Okay, I think we're gonna do this one first because the next one we're gonna do this one first.
Oh, here we go.
Anyone on Carnivore is not too bright. Good luck with the health issues headed your way. Any initial benefit is not from the carnivore diet, is from deleting the garbage from your previous diet. FYI, all protein originates from plants.
Well, we can agree with the last sentence.
I mean, I feel like when I eat that cow, the protein in that cow did come from those plants. So in that way, yes, I can agree with that. But you know, I was just looking up brain benefits from the carnivore diet, and there's important things in the carnivore diet that actually help our brain a lot that cannot actually be found in plants. So one example of that is B12 and also omega-3s. Super important for brain health, as well as the iron. So the heme iron that is found in meat is helping to deliver oxygen everywhere. Like we need that for our brains. So I actually feel like on carnivore, my mental acuity is a lot sharper. So I disagree with that first part, that anyone on the carnivore is not too bright. Right. Anyone else feel like they got yelled at because of the capital letters, by the way?
Yeah, I was trying to read it eloquently to be polite, but I felt like I was anyone on carnivore is not. Yeah, that's how it felt. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to add that prior to being carnivore, I had no garbage in my diet. I had cut all chemicals. I had cut all artificial flavors, and this was how my life was for a while, for like years. So, nope, not true. Cutting the plants reduced the inflammation, which balanced my hormones, which cut my hypoglycemia that I used to struggle with so much. And so many different things. My gut has healed. I used to have chronic constipation. That is gone. And that was from the inflammation from the plants. My skin has cleared up. And that is because I no longer have oxalates inflaming my guts and inflaming my skin. So, nope.
Yeah,
right.
I'll let Ellie talk, but I have a point to say about that too. Go ahead, Ellie.
Absolutely. I'll keep it short. I kind of agree that when you delete the garbage out of your diet, it does make a big difference. And that was something that I used to do. I was addicted to ice cream and pizza and American Chinese food and all of those comforts that I used to seek because I was in the deepest, darkest depression of my life right before I found the keto diet. And carnivore is a keto diet. It's a whole food ketogenic diet. And that deep, dark depression, it made me want to stop living. I felt like I had no purpose because school didn't work out. I couldn't keep a job. And I was 240 pounds. I had boils and I didn't want to shower anymore. I didn't want to brush my teeth anymore. And I didn't realize that I wasn't being nutritional. I wasn't being fed and that my nourishment had been redacted, hence my name. That all the information that I had learned that like the only way to lose weight, which is all I cared about, the vanity of it, right? All I cared about was looking thin and looking beautiful to other people. And that nourishment was not being provided for. And I feel like when you actually bring whole foods into your body, it does make a huge difference, but you're not going to get everything you need from plants. And when I did keto, it was a lot more plants versus carnivore. I was eating about like 6 to 8 cups of spinach a day, along with many sides of vegetables. And then there was also the fatty meats there as well. And those were my favorite parts, if I'm being honest. And now that I had to remove all of the plant, and the thing is that I still had those cravings, those really, really intense cravings. And I couldn't go back to keto after I had my pregnancies. And you guys probably don't know my story already, but it's like, I couldn't go back to it because I was just so addicted and I wasn't being properly satiated. And that's the beauty of the carnivore diet, is that when you are satiated with the fat and protein, you no longer need the plants because they're not essential. Fiber is not essential. Carbohydrates are not essential. And this is something that I had to drill into my brain because I felt like I was like hardwired to like believe that. So I think that everyone should be on a low carb, whole food diet, but some people have to go further. And I don't want anyone to ever think that you have to be carnivore. I think it really helps. But in general, like, I'm a peacekeeper. I don't like to like argue and stuff like this. So I'm gonna be like, you can believe what you want to believe, but I think that you should keep watching our channel and listen to all the amazing stories of how people have changed their life through diet. And it might make you a little more open-minded. And I'm done. That wasn't short at all.
That was not short at all, but it was very eloquent and well said, Ellie. And actually, you did touch on a couple of the points that I had, which was, kind of what I was thinking is when I first started thinking, oh, like I'm getting fat, like when I was, I don't know, 14 or whatever. The first thing I did was I started eating a lot of like chicken breast and broccoli. And honestly, that's how my mom used to feed us anyway, because she thought that's what was healthy. But I took out like the other, I mean, it was bad fat anyway, but like the margarine and stuff that we had in the house, I stopped doing that. So I just went totally, lean like that. And then I would get so hungry and I would just reduce my calories. And then that's when I would kind of like binge on some junk. But there were definitely like long stretches of time, like months and months and months and months, where I ate, what is healthy, right? What is healthy? But I always felt undernourished. And I always felt hungry, and I always felt cravings, like I'm fighting against don't eat those chips, or don't eat that donut, or don't eat that ice cream, constantly, like food, like on a little hamster wheel in my head, in my brain all day, nagging at me, and then counting the calories. That was just taking up like half of my brain space all day, every day. And then never being really successful, because I might have been skinny. I might have been skinnier than I am right now. I was skinnier than I am right now, but I was for sure not healthy. Like I would get lightheaded and stuff like that. So when I went keto, it was for sure like a meat-based keto with some veg. And then I still had things in there, a few like keto treats and nuts. Those were like my two things that I just would still crave. So even though I had taken out all the like processed junk out, because like nuts are a whole food, right? But if I went in for a handful of pecans, because that was my favorite, it was like 5 handfuls or the whole jar or whatever. Like I couldn't just moderate it. It was in my brain until they were gone, right? Until they were gone. And so those feelings, those craving feelings did not go away until I actually just kind of accidentally went carnivore when I didn't feel like making the vegetables. And then it was like pretty soon I had a giant jar of pecans, like you can't really see my hand, but like a giant jar, like a, I don't know if it was Costco size, but pretty big, jar of pecans. And it just sat, nobody else ate them. And I think they were open, and I think I had taken out some, but it was mostly full, and it sat in my cupboard for months and months and months and months before I finally just threw them out, because nobody else in my family eats them, and they were sitting in there, and I could have eaten them at any time, and I had no desire to go in there and eat them. And it wasn't because I'm going to carnivore really hard. Like that's not why. I'm telling you right now, if they would have tempted me, I would have gone in there and eaten them and just said, oh, I'll finish this jar and then I won't buy anymore. Right. I would have said that. And how do I know that? Because that's what I used to say about diet soda. I just did a video, and it'll be coming out for everyone. It's available to my members now, but coming out tomorrow for everyone about after 35 years of diet soda. It's totally out of my life at this point. And those were the kind of things, like those addiction type of things. I think Ellie had to hold on, because now that's over our face. I'm going to take that down. But those addiction kind of things that you say to yourself, like, oh, I'll just one more, and it's okay. Like you've given up so much already. It's fine if you just have this kind of a thing. Right. And then it was like, all of a sudden I just had this piece about giving up the diet soda. Well, it was the same thing for the other stuff. So it's like when I'm hungry, I just want eggs or picanha or whatever. And that's all I want. I don't sit there and like, oh, I really wish I could have fill in the blank thing. And so that's what carnivore has done for me as far as that goes. And then I wanted to address real quick. Sorry, I know I'm covering up our faces, but at the end, the all protein originates from plants. Yes, it does, because the cow that I'm going to eat ate plants, and that's how the protein is on that cow's body, like we already said. But you know what? There's plant protein out there, but you're not getting the full complement of protein that your body needs. And to get it, like if you look at stuff like pea protein and that kind of stuff, you know how many peas they have to crush to get whatever the pea protein is in the plant-based, protein smoothies or that kind of stuff. It grosses me out just to think about it. And who knows what else they have to, do to process it. I think the only complete protein that comes from a plant is soy, and that is suspect in a few other ways. And so I think that the most bioavailable, Nia was talking about bioavailability a minute ago. Absolutely. The only real bioavailable protein that you don't have to eat just like cups and cups and cups and cups of to get enough of it, is meat. So Adrian, did you have anything else to say about our friend here?
I just have a thought on the protein thing, and that is, okay, so plants are actually carbs. So however they're extracting the 1% of protein out of there is very creepy. People don't realize meat, a lot of meat actually has like 1 carb. So it would be like us creating carbs out of meat. Like, here's your meat-based carb. And people would be like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we extrapolated the carbs out of an egg, and we were like, here's your egg-based carb, people would be like, that's weird because carbs are protein, but that plants are carbs. So to extract protein from it is not healthy. I am certain one day, just like we now know vegetable oils are toxic sludge for us, I think that's going to end up being the same with the plant proteins.
Yeah, 100%. And the fact that that I want to reiterate what Ellie said, which is the daily requirement for carbs that we need to eat, 0. Whatever carbs, whatever glucose our body needs, and it's not very much at all, our body will make, and it will make the exact right amount. Like, we don't need to put it in our face in order to get it. So the daily requirement is 100% 0 at all times. Your body will make the carbs that it needs. And when you eat them, you're just spiking your insulin, right? And and they're addictive, and it just becomes a problem. So, okay, Ellie, I think we are ready for the other comments. And while we wait for that, hi, Renee. Thank you. Thank you for the anniversary wishes, Renee. I know.
Can I tell you something funny? My husband just texted me and said, happy anniversary, but he didn't mean you and me. He meant me and him. It's our 6th anniversary today.
Happy anniversary.
So happy anniversary to us all.
That's it. That's it.
That's awesome. So funny. I forgot my anniversary also. It was earlier this year.
Fishing. It didn't even cross my mind.
Okay. So this is the next comment is a beautiful poem, and I think it's a great work of art, and let's read it. Thank you for sharing. Have you lost your mind? You're not a lioness. You don't have claws. You don't have speed. You don't have sharp teeth. If you were a lion, then please go and live somewhere in the bush, in the rain, wind and cold, without shelter. This or that. Sorry, I can't read. That is what lions do. LOL.
I'll take this one.
Okay, go, Adrian. I have so many thoughts, but mostly
syndrome. And most people with SIRS actually feel their best in a tent in the woods. So I have actually considered this. And when we think back ancestrally, our ancestors did live outside. And I'm not against it, especially for that woman or man.
I think you mean for that poet. I think that's what you mean.
Poet.
I, on the other hand, do not enjoy camping. However, I wonder about this poem. I mean, they write such eloquent poetry that I'm very surprised that they have not heard of the concept of a metaphor. This is a little bit surprising to me. Oh, Ellie froze again. Look at her. There she is. Her connection keeps dropping, you guys.
What's crazy is prior to this, I did a recording, no internet, and it cannot upload. And I'm like, come on, it says 127 hours to upload. But right before our anniversary,
wow,
it came alive. And then I messaged my husband. He said, oh, I haven't paid that in like 2 months. No wonder it's not working. But somehow it's working just for our anniversary, even though it's never been paid.
Awesome. No worries. So Ellie, I don't know if you heard me, but my comment was, I'm surprised that this poet, because they're such a wonderful poet, has not heard of the concept of a metaphor. And I know you had something to add about that, but then you froze. So take it away, Ellie.
Sorry. I'm so sorry about my internet. I don't know what's going on. If I have to, I will switch my phone. Maybe I can use data or something. I know that is distracting. My gut reaction was like, I don't know if you guys said this already, but we kind of alluded to it earlier, that when you start getting hate.
Oh,
I've got a fly and she's got a frozen internet.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just as long as we don't hit the red button, it's okay.
Don't hit the red button. Adrian, put your hands where I can see them. No. So yeah, my thoughts on this are as follows, and then Ellie can say her thoughts. So we came up with the name Lioness Lifestyle Live because we were thinking that we were gonna, as we said earlier in the show, we were gonna elevate women in this space, right? The idea was to elevate women, meat-based women. And then we thought of how fiercely, for example, lionesses will protect their cubs, and how lionesses get together in a pride, and work together for the good of that pride, right? And so I feel like we chose the name Lioness Lifestyle. Not only does it have fantastic alliteration, which is another poetry term, but the lioness metaphor kind of fits in with our, fierce female, pride behavior. We want to lift each other up and work together. And like I said, be fierce like a lioness. So the name, we do not think that we are lionesses.
I do not identify as a lioness.
I do not. I'm thank you for not assuming that about me. But yes, I do not identify as a lioness. I definitely think that I am a female human. Yes, Nia agrees with me. It is a lovely alliteration. Yes, yes, that was my point. It's another poetry term for sure. But it's kind of like a metaphor and alliteration for all of the qualities, the wonderful qualities. It's kind of the same way that schools have mascots. Like the school where I teach, our mascot is the wolves. So like I'm a wolf by day and a lioness by night, I guess. But because we talk about with the kids, like we take on that behavior of like working as a pack, right? And all this kind of stuff. It's kind of similar to that. We do not think that we are actual lionesses. So just to be clear for anyone viewing our channel, I don't believe that we think that. Adrian?
We welcome all haters. We hope to inspire you. And we feel like we're big time because we now have some.
Yes, that was the cool part. First of all, I was laughing. It was hilarious, I thought, both of them. So thank you. But also, it took a lot longer for Meat and Wellness, my personal channel, to get to that level. So I feel like, we've arrived fairly quickly on the scene, right? If that's happening. So Adrian, I know that we had planned, because we have a meaty wheel around here that we like to spin. And I thought that we could have some fun spinning a meaty question for us. And here comes Ellie. Maybe she got her phone to work. Yes, it looks like she did. So how about if I spin that meaty wheel, and then the three of us can answer that question. And then if you guys in the chat, like if you have an answer, like your answer for the question, type it in the chat, and we would love to throw some of those up on the screen, because usually it's just our guest that gets to answer the meaty question, but we would love for all of us to be able to participate in that. So I'm going to get that meaty wheel going here. And here it is. And Adrian and Ellie and myself and everyone watching, we are going to spin us a meaty question. Okay, the meaty question that we're going to talk about is, are there any foods or ingredients that you're particularly curious to try in the future? Adrian, you want to kick us off with that one?
I want you to go first so I can pull it up, because nobody's going to know what it is.
Okay, I'll go first. You can't see it?
No, I can see it. I want to bring up what mine is.
Oh, got you. Okay. Foods or ingredients that I am particularly curious to try in the future. Yes and yes. I have not tried oxtail. And I keep hearing all these awesome things about oxtail he's probably not here tonight, but sometimes he'll pop in. But my friend Russ loves oxtail, and he cooks it on a regular basis. And also just today at work, I'm just eating lunch with my non-carnivore friends, because normally we don't go to the lunchroom, but we had inclement weather. You guys, it was 104 today, and by Thursday, it's going to be 110. Yes, I said 110. So we've got inclement weather going on. The kids can't be playing outside at lunch. And so, yeah, some teacher, like in the staff room, was just like, I made oxtail over the weekend. So I have oxtail from my half beef that I got from my local rancher. And it's still out there in the freezer, but I'm very excited to, I don't know. I know I'm going to slow cook it. I'm just not exactly sure how. I need to look up a recipe or something, but I'm very excited to try oxtail.
Okay. I'm going to.
Should I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. Okay.
I would like to try scungilli.
What?
And what is scungilli? It's
I don't
some
know.
kind of fish or something. And where is this even coming from, you ask? My friend, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, has this, she calls it seafood bisque, which I think fish soup sounds awful. But
Mhm.
my friends swear when you add the scungilli that it is to die for, that it is so good you could eat a bucket of it. And at $23 a can, it better be good. Uh-oh.
I
You're
don't
on
even
mute.
know if I spelled it right, but scungilli? Like, wow, I have literally never heard of that. You were not kidding. That is definitely a new food on me to try. I don't like fish. Like,
Really?
yeah. Like I did a whole like short on how like I'm shocked that I ate like a can of tuna like 4 out of the 5 days. Like I really wanted a can of tuna with some mayonnaise. And I did that for lunch. And now I'm like, nope, no more tuna. So it must have been something in that fish, that I wanted. Does Ellie need us to add her to the stage? Did you need us to add you to the stage? Sorry, Ellie. I realized from your phone you might not be able to be added to the stage.
Oh, I was like, why isn't she
I know. I'm
coming?
like, why isn't she coming on? Sorry, Ellie. So our media wheel question, if you didn't see, is about a new food that you want to try. Is there a new food you want to try?
Oh, absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It would be, I want to try and make the egg white bread. Like, like Maria Emmerich is always making those like rolls and bread and stuff like that. I guess technically it's not a new food, but it's definitely a recipe that I want to make. A new food, I don't know. I feel like I'm so boring. I don't know.
Have
That is
you
not-
seen my banana bread?
Yeah, that looks really good.
I did with the new keto chow flavor. You used Courtney Luna's bread recipe, I believe, and you added the banana bread keto chow, right?
Mhm.
I think it's
Yes.
It's amazing.
Genius idea.
It's
Genius.
so delicious. I should be a millionaire by now. But I'm not.
Ketogenic Woman commented on that video and told you that it was a great idea. The queen of carnivore recipes herself, Anita. Did you see her
Oh my
comment? She was
gosh,
like,
I need to
great
go
idea.
check my comments.
Oh, go find it because Ketogenic Woman told you that was a great idea. And if she says it, another wonderful guest we've had on the show, by the way. If the queen of carnivore cooking herself says that, then you got a winner.
It's really good. Like the texture, it's Courtney's bread already. If you've ever tried it, it's basically eggs, cottage cheese,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of butter,
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit of pork rind
Yeah.
dust. Am I missing an ingredient? And you mix it together, and it's just so good. It's so moist and dense. And then you add the keto chow and that flavor, because keto chow, I don't know if you guys have ever had it. They are spot on with their flavors. Their protein flavors are so good.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm kind of obsessed with Coco Loco salt right now.
me too. Me
It's
too.
so good.
So yeah, I tried that bread not with the keto chow because that's a brand new flavor, the banana bread flavor. But I tried the bread just as Adrian said it, and then I made it into like French toast for Zach, and he really liked it. It's a lot of work for me for a loaf of bread.
Right.
But on occasion, I do that, and then like I said, I didn't really eat. I tasted it, but I mostly gave it to Zach. I turned it into French toast. It was pretty good, and he liked that. So some people, like Nia, I'm a little jealous. I just got oxtail today to make. So Nia, let me know in the chat if you have a video, like a how-to oxtail video, because I have no idea. I know you have to slow cook it, but I need some ideas. And then Marnie Mac is saying also oxtail, but I want someone else to cook it. Tell me why, Marnie Mac. Is there something gross about cooking it that I need to know before I jump into that, or is it just you just don't want to cook it? Karen Harrington says, I would like to try pork belly. I highly recommend pork belly.
Delicious. Do it. It'll change your life.
Yeah. I never had pork belly before going carnivore. And it kind of reminded me of like what I always wished a pork chop would be. Because pork chops are like too dry to me. I mean, I know it's how you cook it and whatever, but when my mom would make them, and I haven't eaten a pork chop since being carnivore, but I remember like my mom would make pork chops and they'd be all dry and stuff. Then I tried that pork belly and I was like, this is what that pork chop should have been because it's all fatty and delicious, so good.
I usually
Yeah,
find bacon to be too chemically salty, and so I really like pork belly.
Pork belly, yeah. Pork. If you don't know, I'm sure everyone on here does know, but if you don't know, it's pork belly is where they get the bacon. That's where they make bacon from, is out of the pork belly. Now I know I saw. Oh, here we go. I'm like, I knew I saw this. Booby Goats. It said sauerkraut. I've had sauerkraut, but not since going carnivore. I have found some fermented pickles. I don't eat them very often. But on occasion, again, I think that when I crave that kind of stuff, it's like my body wants it or something. So I have these pickles that are fermented. And sometimes when I have my burger patties, I'll just have like 2 or 3 of those. I think, because like Dr. Sean O'Mara talks about the importance of those fermented foods. Sometimes they don't sound good and sometimes they do. And if they do, I eat a couple. So sauerkraut is good. I'm a German heritage, actually. So we had sauerkraut sometimes growing up. And Bruce is saying, grew up on crawfish and sauerkraut. Both are awesome. Sauerkraut isn't carnivore, though. True, it is not carnivore. But it does, and Poopy Goats, did I answer wrong? Not if you're carnivore plus ferments. There's plenty carnivores. Like I said, Dr. Sean O'Mara, I think he considers himself a carnivore, but he does add in some ferments.
Lisa was just telling me she just had dinner with him in Wyoming, and he literally keeps the ferments around, and he eats it with every meal.
He does.
Interesting.
Just like as a garnish, but then a few little bites. So he'll put it with his meat and he'll chew it up with the meat. This is a shout out. I don't think she's here, but my friend Carnivore Candy, she actually lives like 20 miles that way. I'm like, we need to meet up in real life. But her channel is Carnivore Candy. And she's actually working with Dr. Sean O'Mara. So she has a video right now. I haven't watched it yet, but like, how he does those scans to look at visceral fat, those MRI scans. She made a video about her, like it just came out a few hours ago about her most recent MRI scan. So she's hired him as her doctor. So like, I'm really interested to go and check that out. But she's been doing the ferments because of being in his program. And she likes them. I asked her where she gets them and she says she makes them. And I'm like, dang it. We all know that's too much work for Cristie.
That's so funny. I find myself craving pickles and sauerkraut, and I've had them a couple of times. Like if I eat out and I get a burger, I'm eating the pickle. I told myself that I'm going to do carnivore strict for 1 year, and it's been over a year. And I'm like, if I want to try a keto food, I'm going to let myself, as long as the majority of my diet continues to stay as it is, because I know it works and I'm getting the best nutrition. But I don't beat myself up over it. Like I'm not going to go, I fell off the wagon because I ate some sauerkraut. That's not my mindset.
Yeah, I'm definitely not, that, I don't know, over the top about it. I've heard other words used, but I'm not that over the top about it. Like I said, generally, I mean, I haven't had any avocado in 6 or 8 months. There was a time where sometimes I'd go out and have a little bit. Pickles on occasion. Anything else? I think that's about it. Some things that are like more keto that used to seem good to me don't seem good to me anymore. It's pretty crazy. But then some of the things still sound like they would be good, like the pickles. And if I get a craving for pickle, I'm going to eat it. And double bonus, that I found the fermented ones. Right.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
Yeah. Well, ladies, I don't remember if we said we were going to have anything else to talk about. So Ellie, do you remember if we did?
No, I guess we should just do some closing remarks.
Okay.
I wanted to thank everyone for joining us. I'm really sorry about my internet. I know that's super distracting, but I hope that as we continue to grow this little baby cub channel, that you're going to be inspired and you're going to feel like you're part of a community and feel like you're part of a family, because that's like, just us three, we feel like a sisterhood, like a family. And then when you have the extra love from everyone else watching, like if no one watched our show, we'd still do it, but that's not the case. And thousands and thousands of people come, and we hope that let's like do some manifesting that they all come to the channel. And also I hope we get more hater comments, because those were funny.
Those were very funny. I'm not going to talk for a long time, but I would like to echo what Ellie said and just add and remind everyone, like the reason that we did this new channel because now it's like we're running 2 channels, right? So it is more work, but like we love this show so much. We want to give it its own space and place to grow. And then a big reason was actually you guys, the audience, the fact that you guys can all be in one place, chatting with us and chatting with each other, because we really wanted to build that community. That was one of the main reasons for breaking this show off of our 3 individual channels and making it its kind of like its very own entity. So thank you to everyone who's subscribed over here and who join us every single week. We had a very nice comment the other day from Bruce talking about this is the highlight of his week. So
Aww.
we really, really appreciate that so much.
Thank you, Bruce.
And I just want to say thanks for coming and watch our show grow and tell everybody about it, because it is a great show. We have a great lineup. And we actually have to like stop asking people because we're so far booked out with amazing people.
Yeah, we had to slow down our recruiting. So that's kind of a good feeling. I mean, we want to get all these people on, but it's like, so we have a list now of like who we're going to ask when we, when we get a little further into the future. But yeah, we're booked almost through December at this point. Thank you, Bruce. We appreciate that so much.
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay, Adrian, you know what to do.
Ooh, let's do a really big roar for the 1-year anniversary of the best show on YouTube. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Roar!
That was an extra big one.
Try to learn from that little girl. That if you watched a compilation, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yes, Bruce. That was a good one. Look at all the R's. I love it.
Yay, thanks, Karen.
Yay, Karen. Thanks, Booby Goats.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to this week's Lioness Lifestyle Live. We hope to see you back here next Tuesday, where we will have an awesome guest to introduce you to. Oh, thanks, Nia. 1-year roar. I love it. Until then, I guess leave us a comment down below for Roar of the Week. We really want to, we love reading through those and, choosing one to be our next Roar of the Week. Thanks, everybody. Good night.